Hey, hey. How's everyone doing? Mic check. Let's wait a little bit for some people to pop in. All right, y'all. Let me see. All right. So, has anyone coming in had a chance to see the videos I posted this morning? Put a 1 in the chat. Hey, Janelle. So last night I was scrolling on TikTok, and one of the first videos I saw was the video of Maya and Sebastian standing out at the garage begging and pleading not to be taken back to their mother, where they have been experiencing various forms of abuse. Yeah, I just modded you, Jonathan. You're a great mod. I've seen you in other chats, so. Anyways, Maya is 15 years old, and her brother Sebastian is 11. And I'm going to read from the onemomsbattle.com, and I'll post a link when I'm done. And this is written by Tina Swithin. And she says, while I have spent many years hearing the horror stories about reunification therapy and reunification camps, nothing could have prepared me for what I unfolded on October 20th, 2022. I was contacted on the evening of October 20th, 2022 by a brave, articulate 15-year-old girl by the name of Maya Lang, who resides in Santa Cruz area with her father, stepmother, and 11-year-old brother Sebastian. Maya began to communicate with me and tagged me on Instagram. She had recently gone public with disturbing allegations against her mother, whom she refers to as her, quote, abuser. Their father is being accused of alienating them from their mother. Maya has identified family court professionals who she claims are failing her. Brian Myers, who is the minors' counsel, the PC Sean McCall, reunification therapist Regina Marshall, Judge Rebecca Connolly, and Lynn Steinberg, who is the lovely individual that basically ordered and brought up the suggestion of the reunification camps. And we'll get into those because I didn't know those were a thing. I was horrified as I watched Maya and Sebastian pleading for help, uploading multiple videos to Maya's Instagram account and tagging me each time. They were hiding inside her grandmother's home with police and transport agents, aka transporters, from Assisted Interventions, Inc., who had court orders to transport the children to Lynn Steinberg's reunification camp. Hey, Dizzle. When children are removed by transporters and placed into these camps, contact with their preferred parent is cut off. They are told the abuse they experienced did not happen. There's generally a blackout period of 90 days where they are prohibited from contacting their preferred parent. Some children are never reunited with their preferred parent and forced to reside with the parent they alleged abused them. I personally know parents who have not been reunited with their children despite several years passing. I am in receipt of multiple videos showing the absolute horror and trauma that Maya and Sebastian were subject to on October 20th. The transporters violently removed them, and I am sad to report that their current whereabouts are unknown. Okay, girl. Lynn Steinberg's reunification camp is a 4-day program, and there's a 90-day blackout period where the preferred parent is prohibited from contacting them. So where are the children now? The Bowden group was hired to place the children after the 4-day reunification camp. The Bowden group acts as, quote, educational and therapeutic consultants. This is what their website states. Quote, whether your child is in crisis or you just sense something isn't quite right, you know you need to take action. But with thousands of therapists, programs, support groups, special schools, wilderness programs, and much more, designing the right plan for your family can feel daunting and overwhelming. That's where we come in. For more than 40 years, Bowden has been the nationally recognized leader and pioneer in helping families find solution for emotional problems, drug and alcohol issues, and complex learning challenges. It sounds great and wonderful, right? Yeah, no. Those who know and love Maya and Sebastian would beg to differ. These individuals state that they are healthy, happy, thriving children, not, quote, troubled youth who should be sent to group homes, boarding schools, institutionalized settings, or wilderness camps. I share these videos with you, but they come with a trigger warning. These videos are extremely difficult to watch. Every professional involved in this case should be held accountable, including the Santa Cruz Police Department, who stood by and watched felony child abuse taking place, yet did nothing. These professionals are inflicting lifelong trauma on children, but don't take my word for it. Watch it for yourself. If any other adults, transport agents, would have been caught on tape abusing children to this degree, they would have been behind bars facing charges of felony child abuse. And that is quoted by Tina Swithin. So what immediately drew me into bringing this case and this situation to light is, one, I never knew reunification camps existed. I am very grateful that I never had to experience one of those. But the maturity level of Maya in that video and seeing her pleading with these adult human beings who she is absolutely right. They had a choice not to follow through. Those workers had a choice to listen to the pleading words of a 15-year-old girl who should not be standing there screaming and fighting and begging to not be put back into danger. You know, as a mom, I can't imagine my son being put in a situation like that. A 15-year-old should be worried about, you know, who her crush is at school and finding her identity before going into high school, not fighting and screaming and mentally having to force herself to mature to handle a situation that no child should be in to begin with. They're called reunification camps. Basically, from what I've seen and researched so far, I'll post the link to the TikToks too. If you can't see the account tagged in the the videos that I uploaded. One of the channels has several people who have been and gone through these reunification camps. Oftentimes, siblings are separated and transported separately. They have no way of communicating with one another until they show up at the reunification camp. Um, and the quote unquote therapy starts right away. So, you know, one of the girls on another case, she um, explains how she was covered, like her head was covered, and she wasn't allowed to ask where they were going, any sort of that. This is basically a legal form of kidnapping. So, and oftentimes these kids are taken immediately right after court. Like they don't have a chance to run. They don't have a chance to, go with their preferred parent. They're immediately taken. So it's an extremely traumatic um, event. And they're driven, God knows how long, how far, where, and then they are showed up, like they're taken and they're pulled out of a vehicle to see the person that they have no relationship with, really, their abuser, and are basically told to that what their thoughts are and what their experience has been with said abuser is not real, is not true. They're gaslit, for lack of better terms. Um, I can't imagine going through, you know, SA or being raped by a family member like that and experience that trauma and be forced to say that it was basically all in my head, that it didn't happen that way. Like, that's just sick, in my opinion. So do these abusers reach out to these camps? What I have found out is basically like, the abused parents legal counsel, the abusive parents legal counsel, like Lynn Steinberg, for example, she wrote up this proposal on basically like an avenue to try and fix the family before the state takes the kids from the parents. And from what I've seen, she drafted up this deal and presented it to this judge that it was just going to be this 4-day camp thing. Like it was going to be, day 1, we do this, day 2, we do this, day 3, we do this, day 4, we do this, and then we reintegrate them back into the home. So all the judge had to do was sign it. But the 90-day blackout was kind of in the fine print of the situation, which is where the gross legal loophole. This is all a domino effect. Like, the fact that the judge didn't take time to really go over the order and read and see what exactly was going to go on. The fact that, Maya and Sebastian, their feelings were completely overlooked because of the fact that they're minors is gross. I think, though, Janelle, it's more of a therapeutic outlet option that the abuser can agreed to. Hey, Nadia. But as of right now, like this just happened in October, and nobody still knows to this day where they're at. Um, I did see and I posted the Instagram for them um, in the description of the video. But let me grab this real quick. So posted as of November 16th, I believe. It says that actions being taken today, the Santa Cruz County Supervisors unanimously passed an agenda item to encourage the county to adopt a no-touch policy on all private transport companies located in Santa Cruz County and to introduce the prospect of a state ban on reunification camps. We hope this is just the beginning of what will be accomplished but thank you to our county supervisors for standing up for justice. So, because of this situation with Maya and Sebastian, they are working to put that no touch because it is absolutely heart-wrenching to see that those grown men manhandled that 15-year-old girl the way that they did. I cannot imagine the trauma, and it's going to take them a long while to get over that. You know, I was placed in CPS custody with my younger brother and sister, and I was 9 years old when that happened. And I still remember every detail of that night as if it happened yesterday. And there are some things that it doesn't matter the amount of therapy you get, the amount of resources out there. Sure, there are resources, but nothing can remove that evil and haunting core memory that is forever embedded in a minor's brain. You know, children are constantly growing and their brain is constantly developing, and traumatic experiences cause minors to, you know, oftentimes they either mature really well and really quick, or, you know, like with Michelle's case, it makes them be stuck at that adolescent age because they don't get treatment for coping. They don't know how it's going to affect them. But both outcomes are 100% possible. And that's why mental health really needs to be invested in and not for greedy purposes. Of course, Janelle, and like I said, it's gaining traction, especially on TikTok. Um, but I'm really checking. I'm constantly checking to see if there's an update. I'm so sorry, Kay. The system's so flawed. Yeah, it's, you know, and I've seen kind of both sides of it because, you know, granted, me and my siblings, we spent 72 hours or less than 72 hours. We were supposed to be in there for a 72-hour hold, but Um, my mom did what she needed to do, and she fought like hell, and she took us out in less than 24 hours. Um, but I have a longtime friend who has adopted two daughters through the system, and she's fostered through the system. And the system is very flawed, and it's not just one area. I mean, it's a nationwide issue. And it keeps being put back on the back burner, that more problems arise. And my fear is this hole is being dug so deep that it's going to take a miracle. This is not something that one person can do to fix. This is going to take a network of people to really revamp the family court system, the CPS network, like it all. So I just wanted to get on here and bring light to this situation a little bit more. Definitely, if there are any updates, I will post them. But yeah, so this is going to be a short stream. I haven't been live in a while. I don't really have, and I haven't ever had, like, my goal coming to YouTube was not to start a channel. But a lot of people in some of the chats that I've been to love my point of view. They love what I have to say about certain things. And, you know, people are going to have their opinions. You don't like me, that's fine. You know, you don't have to watch. But I am not going to be involved in drama at all. Like, to me, I can use my energy for better things like this. So that's going to be my focus moving forward. And I appreciate any and all support. My email is scrolling at the bottom if you want to reach out and talk, or if there's anything that you think you want to discuss on live, I'd be happy to do that too. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you on the flip.